Welcome back to the channel, and fans of Australia's rich numismatic legacy. Today, we're shining a spotlight on one of the most fascinating and iconic coins in circulation, the 50-cent Australian coin. But this isn't just about your everyday spare change. No, today we're exploring the most valuable and rare 50-cent coins from different years that are lighting up the action-packed collector's market and turning ordinary finds into big-dollar treasures. Whether you're a seasoned collector or just someone who's curious about that shiny, 12-sided coin in your pocket, this video could be your wake-up call, because some 50-cent coins in Australia are worth far more than you'd ever expect. So, clear your desk, grab your magnifying glass, and take a good look at your collection. Let's get started. First up, the 1975 Australian 50-cent coin, a coin that might seem unremarkable in the hand, especially in red, bad, circulated condition, but carries a story of history, national pride, and quiet value that could astonish collectors and dreamers alike. You might be staring at what looks like a dull relic of pocket change, its silver surface dimmed by age, its edges scratched, its luster gone, but that weathered piece of metal could still be a doorway to something far greater. So today, let's uncover the full story behind the 1975 50-cent coin, its design, specifications, collector appeal, market value, and how, yes, even in poor condition, it could still change your life. Let's start with the design, a striking example of heraldic art wrapped in Aussie spirit. On the reverse of the 1975 50-cent coin sits the enduring and symbolic Australian coat of arms, a detailed composition created by Stuart Devlin, a master craftsman whose work is cherished throughout Australian numismatics. At its core, the shield represents the 6 states of the Commonwealth, each captured by a distinct emblem. Flanking the shield are the iconic national animals, the kangaroo and the emu, both chosen for their symbolism. They never walk backward, just like Australia's progress. Above it all, the Commonwealth star, and below, ornate wattle branches. Even in poor condition, these symbols can still be faintly admired, their proud presence resisting the erosion of time. Turn the coin over, and on the obverse, we find the timeless image of Queen Elizabeth II, sculpted by Arnold Machin. This portrait graced Australian coinage from 1966 to 1984, and is one of the most familiar royal effigies worldwide. The Queen wears the Girls of Great Britain and Ireland tiara, a gift from her grandmother, and appears regal yet approachable, fitting for a monarch who would become the longest-reigning sovereign in Commonwealth history. Even in red, tarnished coins, the outline of Her Majesty remains a link to a global legacy, especially valuable now following her passing in 2022. In terms of technical specifications, the 1975 50-cent coin is particularly distinct. It was struck with a dodecagonal, 12-sided shape, setting it apart from many other coins of similar size across the world. This shape was introduced in 1969 to replace the original round 1966 50-cent silver coins, and it helped prevent confusion with other denominations. The coin is composed of 75% copper and 25% nickel, making it both durable and attractively silvery in appearance. It weighs a solid 15.55 grams, with a diameter of 31.65 millimeters and a thickness of 2.00 millimeters. That chunky, satisfying feel in the hand gives it a presence that demands attention, whether it's gleaming like new or bearing the weathered patina of decades in circulation. Now, let's move into the heart of collector fascination, the mintage numbers and rarity. The Royal Australian Mint produced approximately 10 million 50-cent coins in 1975, a fairly limited run when compared to other years. While this does not place the 1975 edition in the ultra-rare category, it certainly boosts its scarcity factor, especially in high grades. Most of these coins have seen extensive circulation, with heavy wear, discoloration, or corrosion common among survivors. A coin in red or bad condition, while less visually impressive, may still hold considerable collector interest, especially for those completing year sets or looking for raw examples for restoration or study. Let's talk market value and demand. A 1975 Australian 50-cent coin in heavily circulated or red bad condition may only sell for $1 to $3 Australian on casual resale platforms. However, if the coin shows clear details, even despite its color, it can command a slightly higher price. And here's where the excitement begins. Mint condition or uncirculated versions of this coin, especially those graded by professional services, can fetch $30 to $100 Australian or more, depending on market trends. Additionally, any die errors, clipped planchets, or double strikes discovered on 1975 coins are extremely desirable, with some error coins selling for hundreds of dollars in the collector market. Demand for this coin has been growing slowly but steadily, due in part to its status as a pre-decimal legacy issue, and because of the nostalgia tied to 1970s Australia, a decade of change, expansion, and national identity formation. Collectors are increasingly seeking low-mintage mid-century coins, and the 1975 issue fits that sweet spot. Plus, as coin collecting in Australia experiences a generational renaissance, coins from the 1970s are getting fresh attention from young hobbyists and seasoned investors alike. You may be wondering, how could a red, bad condition 1975 50-cent coin make me a millionaire? Here's the truth, it won't do it alone. But it could be part of something bigger. It could be the beginning of a rare coin collection, a doorway into the world of mint errors, or a signal to search for other coins from the same era in better shape or with unique flaws. Coin collecting is like treasure hunting. You never know which small piece will unlock a life-changing discovery. Many million-dollar collections began with a single odd coin found in pocket change. And if you're holding onto a 1975 50-cent coin, tarnished, scratched, or not, you're holding a slice of Australia's rich history and economic journey. And let's not overlook the emotional and historical value. That red-tone coin may have passed through hundreds of hands over nearly 5 decades. It may have been used to buy a child's birthday gift in 1980 or to tip a hard-working server in 1992. Every scratch, every discoloration tells a story. And now, it's in your hands, ready to be appreciated, preserved, and possibly treasured by a new generation of collectors. So next time you see a red, worn-out 50-cent coin with the date 1975 on its face, don't toss it aside. Take a moment to examine it closely. Look for the surviving details, the engraving that still glimmers beneath the age. Because even a coin in the worst condition can carry the richest story, and sometimes, the biggest surprise in your numismatic journey is hiding in plain sight. Next up, the 1971 Australian 50-cent coin, even in circulated condition, is far more than just spare change. It's a historical artifact, a collector's sleeper hit, and for the right person, potentially the gateway to a small fortune. In today's deep dive, we explore the incredible story behind this iconic piece of Aussie coinage, from its stately design, to technical specs, to current market value and collector demand. Let's uncover why this humble 50-cent coin could be the next millionaire maker hiding in your own home. Let's begin with design and national symbolism, because the 1971 50-cent coin is an emblem of pride, unity, and artistic brilliance. The reverse side of the coin is graced by the legendary Australian coat of arms, majestically detailed by Stuart Devlin, the royal goldsmith to the Queen and one of Australia's most revered coin designers. Framed by a bold dodecagonal, 12-sided border, the reverse features the coat of arms supported by the native kangaroo and emu, two creatures chosen not just for their national significance, but because neither can walk backward, symbolizing Australia's unrelenting drive forward. In the center, a large shield displays 6 badges representing each of the Australian states, flanked by a wreath of golden wattle, our national floral emblem. Even in circulated condition, where wear may soften the engraving, the spirit and power of this design still shine through like echoes from a proud past. Flip it over to the obverse, and you'll meet Queen Elizabeth II, captured in a timeless effigy sculpted by Arnold Machin. The Queen is depicted in a stately yet serene pose, wearing the Girls of Great Britain and Ireland tiara, a subtle nod to royal continuity and elegance. This portrait was standard on Australian coins from 1966 to 1984, making it a deeply familiar sight to generations of Australians. Despite scratches or fading in circulated versions, this portrait remains a powerful symbol of the Commonwealth era and resonates strongly with royal memorabilia collectors, especially in the wake of the Queen's passing in 2022. Now let's get technical and talk specifications, the bread and butter of serious collectors. The 1971 50-cent coin is minted from a sturdy copper-nickel alloy, 75% copper and 25% nickel, giving it its weighty, silvery appeal. It measures 31.65 millimeters in diameter, has a thickness of 2.00 millimeters, and tips the scales at 15.55 grams. The 12-sided shape was a deliberate design evolution from the original 1966 round 50-cent coin, which had a high silver content and was quickly hoarded out of circulation. The dodecagonal shape not only made the coin instantly recognizable, but also ushered in a new chapter in Australian numismatics, one of bold identity and enhanced durability. Now, let's peel back the veil on the rarity and minting numbers, the heartbeat of collector obsession. In 1971, the Royal Australian Mint struck approximately 13.9 million 50-cent coins. That might sound like a lot, but consider this. Many were heavily circulated, lost, melted, or damaged over the decades. Coins surviving today in pristine uncirculated or proof condition are now scarce and climbing in value. Even those in circulated condition are gaining traction due to increased interest in 1970s coinage and the general trend toward vintage currency investments. Which brings us to the juicy question, what's it worth today? If your 1971 50-cent coin is in circulated condition, meaning it shows signs of use, with light scratches, mild discoloration, or worn-down detail, its current market value sits between $2 and $5 Australian, depending on clarity and overall eye appeal. But here's where things get exciting. Coins in excellent circulated or near uncirculated condition can command between $10 to $25 Australian, especially if sold to dedicated collectors or through premium numismatic auction sites. A true mint state specimen, graded and slabbed, can fetch $50 to $100 Australian, and that value spikes even higher for proofs, errors, or rare die varieties. Now, what about collector demand? The 1971 Australian 50-cent coin may not seem like a showstopper at first glance, but it's one of the most sought-after coins from the early 1970s series due to its symbolic design and historical context. Demand has spiked especially among new generation collectors, who are focusing on assembling full-year sets or collecting all coins bearing Queen Elizabeth II's effigy as a memorial tribute series. Coins from the 1966 to 1975 range are being re-evaluated for investment, and the 1971 coin is a quiet sleeper that's now getting the spotlight. And in online auctions and coin fairs, examples in better condition are seeing intense competition. Let's talk big picture. Can this coin make you a millionaire? Alone, the answer is no, but don't walk away just yet. A red-toned or worn-out coin may be worth only a few dollars, but it could lead you to start collecting, hunting, and flipping other rare pieces. Imagine assembling an entire 1971 coin set, or stumbling upon a double-strike error. Some collectors have sold such coins for hundreds, even thousands of dollars. Your single 1971 50-cent coin may very well be the spark that ignites your journey into a world where rare finds, good timing, and strategic holding could snowball into a life-changing investment portfolio. And let's not forget the intangible value. That red-toned, scratched-up 50-cent coin may have traveled more miles than you. Tucked in wallets, passed over counters, or given to a child at a 1970s carnival. Each nick and scuff on its surface is a chapter of someone's story. Now it's part of yours. And as collectors continue to celebrate Australia's coinage history, coins like the 1971 50-cent piece are being rediscovered and appreciated anew, not for their shininess, but for their depth, endurance, and national pride. So don't underestimate that worn-out 1971 coin sitting in your drawer. It might just be a humble hero in disguise, a rare piece of Australia's economic legacy that's ready for a second chance. Hold on to it. Research it. Share its story. Because sometimes, even in the world of numismatics, it's the survivors, weathered and resilient, that carry the greatest treasures of all. Next up, the 1980 Australian 50-cent coin, a piece of history minted at the start of a new economic decade, rich in symbolism, unique in shape, and quietly building momentum in collector circles across Australia and beyond. If you've got one lying around, especially in very fine condition, you might just be holding on to a hidden gem, a silent soldier of Australian heritage that could one day turn into a millionaire's lucky ticket. To understand the power and potential of the 1980 50-cent coin, we must first appreciate its bold and iconic design. The reverse side, designed by the legendary Stuart Devlin, features Australia's coat of arms, an intricate display of national unity and cultural identity. At the center stands a large shield adorned with the badges of Australia's 6 states, supported proudly by 2 of the nation's most recognized native animals, the kangaroo and the emu. These creatures aren't just symbols, they're metaphors of progress, as neither can walk backward, embodying Australia's forward-facing spirit. Around the central emblem swirls a background of golden wattle, the national floral emblem, and everything is contained within a sharp, 12-sided border, a shape that sets the Australian 50-cent piece apart from nearly every other coin in the world. Turn it over, and you're greeted by the elegant effigy of Queen Elizabeth II, as sculpted by Arnold Machin, a portrait used across Commonwealth coinage throughout the 1970s and early 1980s. The Queen appears regal yet graceful, wearing the Girls of Great Britain and Ireland tiara, her expression calm and dignified. This version of the Queen has become one of the most beloved and recognizable across the world, adding yet another layer of significance to the coin. For collectors, this effigy now holds deeper value since the Queen's passing in 2022, turning every coin that bears her image into a lasting memory of the Second Elizabethan age. When it comes to specifications, the 1980 Australian 50-cent coin doesn't hold back. Crafted from a sturdy copper-nickel alloy, 75% copper and 25% nickel, the coin maintains a silvery sheen even after decades in circulation. It has a diameter of 31.65 millimeters, a thickness of 2.00 millimeters, and a robust weight of 15.55 grams, giving it a satisfying heft in hand that immediately separates it from smaller denominations. The coin's signature dodecagonal, 12-sided shape not only prevents rolling and aids visual recognition, but also gives the coin a distinctive aesthetic that collectors love. It's both practical and eye-catching, an enduring blend of art and engineering. Now let's dive into the most exciting part, rarity and current market value. The Royal Australian Mint produced 27.6 million 50-cent coins in 1980. That may sound like a lot, but remember, many of those have been lost, damaged, or melted down over the years. Today, coins in circulated, average condition might only fetch around $1 to $2 AUD. But here's the kicker. Coins in very fine condition, with sharp details and minimal wear, can sell for $5 to 15 Australian dollars, depending on market interest. If you're lucky enough to possess a near-uncirculated or uncirculated specimen, especially one that's been graded by a professional service, values can skyrocket up to $40 to $80 AUD or more. Some pristine examples, especially those with mint errors or double strikes, have been listed and sold in collector auctions for hundreds of dollars. This isn't just small change, it's an opportunity. In terms of collector demand, the 1980 50-cent coin holds a special place. It's part of the post-silver era of Australian coinage, after the highly sought-after 1966 round silver 50-cent coin was withdrawn due to its intrinsic metal value exceeding its face value. Coins like the 1980 version embody the evolution of Australian currency, with their distinctive shape and national pride shining through every design element. Collectors today, particularly those building year sets, coins bearing the Machin portrait or full dodecagonal 50-cent series, are actively hunting for 1980 coins in the best possible condition. There's a growing market for mid-century Australian coins, especially as more collectors shift their attention toward commemorative issues and high-grade specimens from this transitional period. And while it's true that a single 1980 50-cent coin might not make you a millionaire overnight, it's the gateway potential that makes it exciting. Many great coin collections began with one overlooked piece found in pocket change. If your coin leads you down the path of learning, collecting, trading, and even investing, you could eventually land rare finds worth thousands. Some error coins from the same era have fetched five-figure payouts at auction. The key lies in building knowledge, spotting quality, and staying alert to market trends. What's more, your very fine 1980 coin tells a story. Perhaps it passed hands at a petrol station the year Australia's population hit 14 million. Maybe it jingled in someone's coin purse as they bought their first cassette tape, or was given as a birthday gift during the golden age of vinyl and big hair. The red earth of the outback, the bustling suburbs of Melbourne, the coastal serenity of Perth. This coin may have seen it all. In a world that's fast embracing digital payments and vanishing coinage, your physical piece of 1980 history has now become something truly rare and emotionally valuable. So, is the 1980 Australian 50-cent coin the next million-dollar find? It could be, especially if it's the beginning of a journey. In the right condition, with the right buyer, and the right story, your coin could be worth far more than its metallic makeup. And even if it isn't today, it's gaining appreciation and climbing slowly in market value as time continues to pass. Rarity isn't just about numbers. It's about survival, condition, and timing. And your coin, in very fine condition, might just be in the perfect place at the perfect time. Hold on to it. Protect it. Showcase it. Because every great treasure starts as something ordinary, until someone wise enough knows how to see its extraordinary worth. Next up, the 2012 Australian 50-cent coin carries a story more thrilling than meets the eye. A gleaming, dodecagonal tribute to national pride, silent heritage, and possibly an unexpected treasure trove in your pocket. Though minted just over a decade ago, this seemingly ordinary piece of currency could hold the key to a collector's jackpot. If you found one in very good condition, you might be sitting on a future fortune. This isn't just a coin. It's a symbol of Australia's evolving identity. And for those who know how to spot opportunity, it could be a stepping stone into the world of high-value numismatic collecting. Let's first dive into the bold, commanding design that defines the 2012 50-cent coin. On the reverse, you'll find the intricate and historic Australian coat of arms, proudly anchored by the nation's most emblematic creatures, the kangaroo and emu, standing shoulder to shoulder beside a shield split into 6 segments, each bearing a badge for one of Australia's states. Above the shield rests the crown, while the background blooms with delicate sprays of golden wattle, Australia's national floral emblem. This design, first introduced by Stuart Devlin, the official goldsmith and jeweler to Queen Elizabeth II, remains untouched for decades and still feels as powerful today as it did in the 1960s. In 2012, this design wasn't just a symbol. It was a reminder of the unbreakable spirit of a nation moving confidently through the 21st century. Flip the coin to its obverse, and you're greeted by the graceful and refined profile of Queen Elizabeth II, captured in the 4th official portrait sculpted by British artist Ian Rank Broadley. In this striking image, the Queen wears the Girls of Great Britain and Ireland tiara, her expression resolute yet serene. Unlike earlier portraits, this one emphasized realism, capturing the dignity of age, not hiding it. With the passing of Queen Elizabeth II in 2022, every coin bearing her image has taken on a new level of emotional and historical importance. The 2012 version, with its updated, mature profile of the monarch, is now cherished by collectors not just for its artistic value, but as a tribute to the longest reigning monarch in Australian history. From a technical perspective, the 2012 50-cent coin retains the specifications that have defined this denomination since its reintroduction in 1969. It's a dodecagonal, 12-sided coin, instantly recognizable and distinctive from other Australian denominations. Crafted from a durable copper-nickel alloy, comprising 75% copper and 25% nickel, it boasts a diameter of 31.65 millimeters, a thickness of 2.00 millimeters, and a solid weight of 15.55 grams. Its bright silver sheen, resistance to corrosion, and easy stackability make it not just collectible, but incredibly practical. It's a coin that feels solid, prestigious, and effortlessly iconic in every sense. Now let's talk mintage and rarity. In 2012, the Royal Australian Mint produced approximately 4.6 million 50-cent coins, a relatively low mintage compared to other non-commemorative years. This limited production figure is where the real treasure lies. The fewer coins minted, the harder they become to find in excellent condition over time. Combine that with growing collector interest in coins from the 2010s, especially as they age into their second and third decades, and suddenly, your very good condition 2012 50-cent coin begins to sparkle with untapped value. In terms of market value, circulated examples generally trade for a modest $1 to $2 depending on where. But here's the crucial point. Coins in very good to extremely fine condition are increasingly drawing interest from collectors building complete sets of Queen Elizabeth II-era coins. In such conditions, values can climb to $5 to $15 AUD and even higher if the coin displays any unique features like die cracks, cut marks, or misalignments. For coins graded and certified as uncirculated, market listings have seen prices of $25 to $40 AUD, and this value is projected to grow steadily as demand increases and high-grade examples become harder to locate in everyday circulation. What's driving the collector demand? It's a mix of historical relevance, visual charm, and modern legacy. The 2012 coin marks the tail end of a pre-digital currency era, before tap-and-go payments fully dominated everyday spending in Australia. More importantly, the Rank Broadley portrait will never be minted again, making these coins part of a finite era. Many passionate collectors are racing to lock down a complete timeline of Queen Elizabeth's likeness through coinage, making 2012 a vital bridge in that collection. The beauty of it is, even younger collectors, those who grew up using these coins, are beginning to look back nostalgically at the pre-2020s pieces. Nostalgia and rarity often combine to form explosive value in the numismatic world. But here's where it gets even more exciting: the coin's millionaire potential. Imagine stumbling upon a 2012 50-cent coin with a dramatic mint error, a double die, an off-center strike, or a flipped planchet. These aren't science fiction. They're real occurrences that happen during the minting process. Known examples of such errors have sold in numismatic markets for hundreds, even thousands of dollars, especially when professionally graded. It's no stretch to say that in the right condition, with the right error, your ordinary-looking 2012 50-cent coin could become the star of a collector's auction catalog, fetching five-figure payouts from hungry investors. And let's not overlook the coin's storytelling power. Every scratch, every edge-worn contour, speaks of journeys across cities and suburbs, of being exchanged in moments big and small. Buying ice cream on Bondi Beach, shared at a train station kiosk, tucked away in a tip jar at a late-night diner. It's currency, but it's also culture. And now, it's becoming history, with Australia eventually set to feature King Charles III on future coins. Every remaining Queen Elizabeth coin, including this 2012 piece, will grow in sentimental and collectible significance. So is the 2012 Australian 50-cent coin truly a millionaire maker? Maybe not yet, but it's a powerful foundation. Whether you're a seasoned collector or someone new to the world of coins, holding onto a piece like this could be the beginning of something far greater. Build your knowledge. Learn to recognize pristine condition. Scan every coin that crosses your palm, because every great collection begins with one overlooked treasure, and who knows? That humble 2012 50-cent coin in your pocket might just be the first chapter in your own numismatic success story. Next up, the 2007 Australian 50-cent coin, especially in excellent condition, is not just another piece of loose change. It's a silent symbol of national pride, a gleaming slab of numismatic value, and quite possibly a gateway to millionaire status, if you know what to look for. In this video, we'll dive deep into its striking design, unique features, collector demand, and growing market value, and by the end, you'll see why this modern classic could be the crown jewel of your coin collection. At first glance, the 2007 50-cent coin appears familiar, almost humble. But behind that simple facade lies a masterpiece of minting excellence. The reverse side of the coin is dominated by the Australian coat of arms, a regal design featuring the kangaroo and emu, two animals that, by nature, never walk backward, symbolizing a nation always moving forward. Between them sits a shield divided into 6 parts, each representing one of Australia's states, crowned with the Commonwealth Star. This design, first introduced by master goldsmith Stuart Devlin in 1966, has become one of the most iconic motifs in Australian currency. It is timeless, conveying strength, heritage, and unity with every line, curve, and flourish. On the 2007 edition, this artistry remains razor-sharp, especially on coins preserved in excellent condition where every detail of the wattle, shield, and crown gleams with clarity. On the obverse, you'll find the poised, confident likeness of Queen Elizabeth II, created by the British sculptor Ian Rank Broadley. This was the 4th official effigy used across Commonwealth nations, capturing Her Majesty in a more realistic light. It shows her wearing the Girls of Great Britain and Ireland tiara, with the portrait crafted to reflect maturity and dignity rather than youthful idealism. For many collectors, this is a powerful part of the coin's appeal. Since the passing of Queen Elizabeth II in 2022, every coin bearing her image has taken on deeper historical and emotional resonance. The 2007 50-cent piece is now seen as part of that living legacy, making it increasingly sought after by both new collectors and seasoned numismatists. From a technical standpoint, the 2007 Australian 50-cent coin carries forward the same specifications introduced in 1969 when the shape changed from round to its iconic 12-sided design. It is made from a copper-nickel alloy, a durable blend of 75% copper and 25% nickel, giving it that distinct silvery finish. The coin has a diameter of 31.65 millimeters, a thickness of 2.00 millimeters, and weighs 15.55 grams, making it one of the largest and heaviest circulating coins in Australia. Its distinctive dodecagonal shape doesn't just make it stand out in your hand. It makes it instantly identifiable for collectors across the globe. It's this combination of elegance and function that elevates it above mere currency into the realm of numismatic artistry. When it comes to mintage, the Royal Australian Mint produced around 23.3 million 50-cent coins in 2007, which may sound like a high number, but remember, many of these coins have now faded into circulation, scratched, worn, and tarnished beyond recognition. Finding one in excellent or near uncirculated condition is far more difficult today, especially with modern coins being heavily used in daily transactions. That's what gives this coin a growing rarity premium. Fewer clean examples are left each year, and the demand is quietly rising among collectors seeking to complete full sets of 2000s-era decimal coins. The 2007 edition sits right in the middle of that crucial timeline. Now, let's talk market value. A circulated 2007 50-cent coin may fetch between $1 and $3 Australian, depending on its condition. But when you find one in excellent to uncirculated condition, the price can rise sharply, often listed online for $8 to $25 Australian, and sometimes higher if slabbed and certified by professional grading services. Coins with notable die cracks, double strikes, or off-center minting errors are especially prized. Some rare error examples have even been auctioned for $100 to $300 AUD, showing the significant upside potential for this sleeper coin. Why is collector demand rising now? One key reason is the transition of the monarchy. With Australia beginning the slow phase-out of Queen Elizabeth II coins in favor of King Charles III, every coin bearing her image becomes part of a completed era. The 2007 coin, minted during a time of social and economic stability in Australia, holds a nostalgic charm. It's a piece of a simpler past, now preserved in metal. Collectors know this, and as they scramble to complete their Elizabeth II legacy collections, the 2007 coin becomes more important each year. Combine that with its classic design, iconic shape, and historical context, and you have a recipe for long-term value appreciation. And then there's the millionaire dream. Could the 2007 50-cent coin really make you rich? Not every coin, no. But rare specimens with striking mint errors, dramatic die varieties, or flawless, untouched finishes are already commanding impressive sums. And as time marches on, the surviving number of pristine examples will dwindle further. If you were lucky enough to find a perfect coin or uncover a rare minting anomaly, you could very well turn a pocket find into a five-figure payday, especially as demand surges in future decades. Beyond its value in dollars, the 2007 50-cent coin is also rich in meaning. It represents Australia's identity, its unity, its heritage, and its evolving journey. Whether held in the hand of a schoolchild buying lunch or displayed under glass in a collector's cabinet, it has lived a life few objects can match. And now, it's your turn to decide what that story becomes next. Will you overlook it as just another coin, or recognize it as a silver-toned symbol of opportunity? So, next time you're handed change or sort through your coin jar, keep your eyes peeled. Because among the clutter and copper, that humble 2007 Australian 50-cent coin might just be your ticket to numismatic glory, or even the key that unlocks a $1 million future. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and check out our next video, where we uncover the top 5 Australian coins that are now worth more than gold. Because in the world of coins, every flip tells a story, and yours could be the next great discovery.